I would love to introduce someone who has such a big heart and uses it for good. She has built her reputation out of nothing to something extraordinary. The successful woman not only inspires people by her music, but also by her actions. Yeah. Dolly Parton is not just another country singer with timeless beauty. People of any age look up to her accomplishments and life journey. It is not a mistake she has such a big fan base and such a respectable reputation. So in the next 5 to 7 minutes, first I'm going to go over Dolly Parton's childhood growing up and what it took for her to get where she is today. And then we're going to talk about how Dolly Parton gave back after she gained her success. Dolly Parton was born the 4th of 12 kids on January 19, 1946 in Sevier County, Tennessee. She came from a farming family, and she wrote in her autobiography, "I was poor, very poor." In her book, Dolly, My Life and Other Unfinished Business, she wrote, "My first microphone was a tobacco stick and a tin can." So this was her house. This was her when she was little. Can you imagine 12 kids living in that house? She really didn't have a whole lot of nothing compared to today. She first sang her song on the radio at the age of 10, and when she was only 13, she sang and played the guitar at the Grand Ole Opry. After she graduated high school, she moved to Nashville and got married to her husband. There's her husband right there, and that's them now. And she told him after they got married that she would not be a housewife and she was going to continue her music business. Her first record deal was with RCA, and she later started her solo career, and she wrote her 2 biggest songs in one day, which is Jolene and I Will Always Love You. According to the Women American Story, the Country Music Association named her Female Vocalist Artist of the Year in 1975 and 1976, so she won it both years back to back. And then in 1977, she won her first Grammy for the Best Female Country Vocal Artist. So that was her and a couple other people at the Grammys. And there was her outfit. Look at the hair. That was her big thing, was her hair. Dolly was smart, and all the songs that she wrote, she owned the rights to, so that gained her millions of dollars because all the plays and the streams and the listens, it went to her and not some other company. She started movies as well after her singing career came big, and her first movie she started was 9 to 5, and it was about these women working 9 to 5 jobs and being sexually harassed by their boss and wanting better for them. And she wrote the soundtrack for that movie, which was the song 9 to 5, which is really famous today. Her second movie she starred in was The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. I'm sorry for my language. But that movie won her the Golden Globe for Best Actress, and there's the poster for that movie right there. And according to Thrift Books, Dolly has wrote 17 books along with her most famous child book, A Coat of Many Colors. I actually worked at a baby store for 2 years, and this was our top selling book, and I love the book. I read it to my little nieces all the time. It's such an inspirational story. So now that we have a little background on Miss Dolly and all her accomplishments and what it took for her to get where she is today, let's talk about what she did when she got her success and how she gave back. So at first she started the Buddy program to help the dropout rate in her town. So right here we talk about the buddy program, and she gave $500 to every 5th and 7th, 8th grader. Excuse me. And the dropout rate percent dropped from 32 to 6%. So she really helped a lot of kids in her hometown want to graduate and get the further education that they needed for success like her. So then Dolly wanted to give back more to her hometown, and she opened up Dollywood, which is a well-known theme park today in Tennessee, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which is only 10 miles from her childhood home. This theme park opened up 4,000 jobs for people in Tennessee, and the area provides taxes. Like, the taxes go to her hometown, which is also another way of helping her hometown, which is what she wanted to do all along. So this all in all has helped her hometown by just contributing to the tourists coming in and bringing in more money for them. So then Dolly started the Imagination Library, where she sent one book per month to each kid in her hometown, which was Sevier County. So she sent it from the year that they were born to the year that they first started school. So every month until they started school, they got a free book in the mail. And this was in honor of her dad, who was never taught to read, so he was unable to read growing up. So that's what she remembered, and she wanted to make sure that each kid got and they were able to read, and they weren't gonna be like that when they went to school. Then she started the Dolly Parton Scholarship. Every year, 5 students from Sevier County High School in Tennessee, they get a $15,000 scholarship if they are chosen. So every year, 5 people get it from that high school that she went to and graduated to. So that's also something to help those kids, because it is still a poor town, I would say, poor town high school. So not a lot of people can afford to go to college, so that really helps out with them and pushes them to do better in life. Dolly also donated $1 million to the Monroe Carroll Juniors Hospital at the Vanderbilt Medical Center, where her niece was treated for cancer there at that same exact hospital. So that was close to her heart, and she wanted to help them after they helped her family, which I think is very sweet. The Dollywood company of her theme park, they decided that for all their employees that they would cover 100% tuition, books, and fees for any employee who wanted to continue their education, which I think is so extraordinary, because those workers, that may be their last stop in life, that they were going to work at the theme park for the rest of their life, and she doesn't want that for them. She wants them to be able to further their education and make something more of themselves. And if they still wanted to work at the theme park after that, she said she was okay with that, but as long as they had that education that they wanted and they deserved. And that just goes to show you how big of a heart she has. So in the last 5 to 7 minutes, we talked about Dolly Parton's accomplishments, her journey, and how she got here, what all she's done to be Dolly Parton. And then we discussed how she gave back, which I think all the ways that she gave back, and I didn't even list all of them, which is really incredible. I get really emotional talking about her because she has such a big place in my heart. I went to Dollywood twice, and I met her family twice, and they're such loving, kind, sweet people, very humble, very down to earth. You would never think that they have all this money in the world that she's given them. But Dolly Parton really is an extraordinary person. Dolly Parton is the prime example of how you can go from rags to riches. She became very successful, but never forgot where she came from. She is a perfect role model for women and boys all over the world. In her book, Run, Run, Rose, she wrote, "Find out who you are and do it on purpose." Thank you.